Welcome everyone to your English class. So, this is teacher Allison, and today we will be talking about this interesting topic that is the present perfect. This present perfect is usually used uh, when something started in the past and continues in the present. For example, I had watched that TV show before. He hasn't tried French food before. These are actions, as you can see, that started in the past and continues in this present. And also, these actions um, are different from the past simple because these actions have like an unspecified time. So for that reason, they are present perfect actions that have not finished in the present. Now, I'm going to show you how to use this present perfect because we have like three ways for the affirmative, negative, and interrogative. For the affirmative wave, we have like have as our auxiliary verb for this tense, and have we are going to use it with the first and the second person. For example, I, you, we, they, and has we are going to use it with the third person that it will be she, he, it. After that we are going to use the verb in past participle. In this case we have danced, gone, buffed. I'm going to read the first sentence for you as an example. I have danced, you have danced, we have danced, they have gone, she has buffed, he has buffed, it has buffed. Is clear, guys? Excellent. So I hope you understand this first part because now we're going to continue with the negative form. We have the same structure, but in this case we're going to add not before have. For example, I have not danced. You have not danced. We have not gone. They have not gone. We are going to use this structure when we are going to say that something that didn't happen, has not happened. We can use also like some abbreviations that could be I haven't or I she hasn't, things like that. That will be the abbreviation for the negative way. And finally, we are going to continue with the interrogative way. We have had, have for these, for the ones that I already told you that it will be I, you, we, they. Have you, have I, have we, have they. Have you danced? Have we danced? Have they danced? As an interrogative. And after that, for the third person, we have has. Has she has she danced? Has he gone? Has it buffed? And things like that. Remember to use have for the first and the second person and has for the third person. He, she, he, it. In that way. Now, as I already explained you how to use this, like how is the structure of the present perfect, we're going to continue to watch and listen some examples in movies. I found this video that I think that is so interesting for you. So we are going to watch like a short part. And after that, I'm going to make you some questions just in order to see if you understood the topic. Okay, so now that we already saw this video, I, in this way, we are going to organize some sentence. Taking into account that in the video you see how it is a structure, how you can put it into real context, I'm giving you right here one sentence and you have to organize it and tell me what is the correct structure. We have three ways. We have A, B, or C. So I'm going to give you this time for writing down the, the sentence well organized. And after that, you can raise your hand and tell me your answer. Is it clear? Okay. So the first sentence we have here. You ever buy a car? Now, what will be the answer? Time pass. So, okay, Christine, you are raising your hand. What is the answer for the first question? Okay, so it will be B. Have you ever bought a car? Yeah, that's excellent. Have you ever bought a car? That's correct because we have in the first instance the subject ever buffed. When we have this like this preposition as ever, we put it not next to have, we put it next to the verb if it is a question. Excellent. Let's continue with the second question. Okay. We have here, we not see Maria a few years. What will be the answer? This, as you can see here, this is a negative sentence. So, what will be the answer? Take your time. Okay, Kevin is raising his hand. So, Kevin, tell me, what is the answer? So, is C. You say that is, we haven't seen Maria for a few years. That's correct. We haven't seen Maria for a few years is correct. We haven't. The abbreviation is okay. The verb in past participle seen Maria for a few years. This is the correct one because we use the preposition for. Is when, for example, I had studied English for 3 years. I have learned how to dance for 2 weeks and things like that. So when we have that amount of time and we are talking about um, an action that started in the past and continue in the present because you haven't seen Maria for this period of time, you use for. Excellent. Now, okay. So for our next activity, we have three sentences. So I need you to read it with me. I'm going to read it, but I need you to understand and also read in the screen these sentences. The first one is, I have traveled for several countries across Europe, and during my trips, I have learned so much about different cultures, tried new foods, and meet new people. Okay, there's these. Before continuing, these are things that these are like an example for the next activity. So keep in mind, these are actions that maybe I have done and I'm proud of it. You're going to do the same exercise, so listen carefully and read. Let's go with the second one. I have dedicated too many hours to improving my language skills, and as a result, I have learned grammar, pronunciation, and fluency. Yeah, so as you can see, we are putting into practice the present perfect, and I am mixing like regular verbs. Remember that the regular verbs usually ends with ed, d, or ied, depending on the verb. And irregular forms change. The irregulars are like the ones that we have to learn by our own because this one changes completely. Maybe some of them follow certain rules, and we had studied that in our previous classes. So remember the irregular verbs. And let's finish with the third one, that is, I have always been passionate about photography, and since I bought my first camera 3 years ago, I have captured hundreds of beautiful landscapes. Oh, now that you understood everything, We are going to continue. So for our writing activity, I need you to write down 4 things that you have done in your life that you are proud of. After that, you are going to share with your partners. For this activity, you will need to work with the person that is next to you, and you're going to share 4 things about that you have done in your life that you are proud of, and that person is going to do the same. This is you. For this, you will have 10 minutes for writing down the 4 sentences, the 4 things that you have done, and you will have 5 minutes. Each one will have 5 minutes for sharing what the things that everyone has done. Remember, you can use the examples that I gave you before. And I'm going to be listening to each pair of groups, each pair or each group, to know to see if you are implementing the present perfect in a good way. If you are using the structure, if you are using negatives, if you are using the abbreviations or no. I'm going to give you feedback about this at the end of the activity. Okay, and now that we already finished and I already gave you the feedback, I hope that you have learned a lot about how to use the present perfect. Remember, it's an action that started in the past and continues in the present. It's an action that hasn't finished. So keep in mind and keep learning. See you next class to continue practicing about this present perfect. Bye bye.